of Management Studies, IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course Mmpc 017 Advanced Strategic Management for MBA program. Presenting Block 4 Strategic Enablers, Unit 10 Technology and R&D Part 1.
Unit 10 Technology and R&D. Objectives. After reading this unit, you should be able to highlight the importance of technology and R&D to the competitiveness of a firm. Describe the feature of technology and acquisition of technology. Understand technology, search strategy, and challenges of technology audit. Assess the contribution of R&D activities to the competitive strategies of the firm. Discuss the steps involved in developing R&D strategies and state the reasons for limited progress made by firms in R&D strategy. Introduction. Technology has a strategic connotation. The technological strategy and its proper management enhance the competitive advantage. Technology helps in building of knowledge and skill. Technology can be studied in the following forms. There are three types of technology. Product technology refers to the various features of the product. The knowledge needed for processing or manufacturing a product is the process technology. The skills required to run a business is management of technology. Prior to development or acquisition of technology, it becomes necessary to identify the technological gaps and technological competence to fill the gap. An essential component of competitive strategy is recognizing the role that research and development R&D plays in the competitive success of a firm and acting to ensure that technology decisions and policies contribute to the firm's competitive advantage. This unit provides a framework which can be used to analyze and understand the importance of technology development, acquisition of technology, technology audit, the linkages between R&D and competitive strategy and/or competitive advantage of a firm. Technology and R&D in organizations. Technology development includes both R&D and development aspect. Technology generation and development is often synonymous with the term research and development R&D. However, technology generation involves R&D efforts while technology development involves further stages of translating R&D efforts into marketable products, processes, and services. Recognition of a need for innovation is one of the motivations for R&D. Research on existing knowledge for satisfying identified needs helps in idea generation. This is the need push. The other primary motivation for R&D is to find potential applications for advances in knowledge. Research on existing activity for introducing new knowledge also helps in idea generation. This is the technology push. Development includes engineering, creation, design and production, and marketing, first use and diffusion of the generated ideas. Through the entire process, it is ideas and knowledge which are being pursued, and the process is not complete until the new idea is converted into a marketable product or service, a hardware or software intensive technology. Technology is generated in R&D organizations. Goals, surroundings, criteria, and resource allocation are some of the inputs to R&D, the output of which is technology. The input resources into R&D organizations are the traditional inputs such as money, materials, facilities, energy, labor, and management, and the intelligence-based inputs such as science, knowledge, skills, information and existing technologies. The effectiveness of any R&D is determined in terms of the usefulness of the technologies it produces with respect to the overall objectives of the corporation. The R&D or technology generation involves many other aspects such as monitoring and evaluation of R&D projects, funding of R&D, training and development of resource personnel, interactions at all levels, management policies and support, the availability of support structures and incentives at government level, timely collection and interpretation of technical and other information, etc. Thus, technology development should be cost-effective and fulfill consumer preferences. Features of technology package. The technology package consists of three principal elements, namely product design, production technique, and management systems. Product design may range from simple items to highly complex, example automotive parts. Production techniques and plant layout include blueprints and flowcharts, formulas and recipes, process sheets, fabrication instructions, tool and fixture designs, operational procedures, and material specifications. Management systems consist of various plans, layouts, and technical control system along with related marketing and financial controls. Included are plant design and layout, quality control and testing, material procurement, inventory control, equipment maintenance, and repair and machine loading techniques. The three principal categories of technical information or know-how inherent in technological systems are general knowledge, system-specific and firm-specific knowledge. These various categories of knowledge may be in the form of written materials or may be embodied in technical assistance, on-the-job training, or built into fabricating or processing equipment. The concept of technology absorption differs from country to country and even from firm to firm. In India, absorption is generally considered as the capability to reproduce or manufacture products according to the know-how supplied by the licensor of technology. The need for technology absorption at the firm level in India and the measures being taken to encourage absorption efforts are to be highlighted. Adoption. Adoption of a technology is a process under which the various features of the technology, which is the subject of transfer, are suitably modified, changed, or altered, keeping in view the needs of the buyer. Adaptation. Adaptation of technology is a phase that takes place after a technology has been adopted and put to use in production activities and facilities. Absorption. Technology is said to be absorbed if it is fully understood, so that it is in a position to be further optimized and upgraded. Technology absorption involves know-why exercises, basic investigations into the product and or process and or systems. Acquisition of technology. Technology can be acquired through purchase or developed through research and development. Optimization. After understanding the relevant features of technology, further exercise in removing rough edges through R&D and value engineering to effect savings in the use of material and energy consumption, etc. Both in product and processes constitute optimization of technology. Improvement and upgradation. Capability in technology absorption and optimization can lead to further exercises in improving the existing products and processes by R&D efforts of industry and other associated research organizations. This will enable industry to meet the changes in technology of the product or processes. Technology upgradation exercises leads to industry's efforts in extending its know-why capability to a higher range of products or in upscaling the existing process or production technology or manufacturing equipment. Technology evaluation. Technology evaluation as a formal tool has not been applied or used in most cases of technology acquisition in India. For exports, not only product specifications and quality, but also manufacturing practices and facilities would need certification and accreditation. This would require that the entrepreneurs carefully select the technology to be adopted. Protection of technology. The innovated technology needs to be protected in order to protect the competitive edge. Patent and trademarks are two such methods. Temporary monopoly rights are provided through patents, while trademarks is the unique work of the product which gives the product a distinct identity and provides protection from similar products of a rival firm. The above measures needs to be adopted to formulate a technological strategy and avoid rivalry, thus safeguarding the uniqueness of the product. Technology search strategy. A company, big or small, may at one time or other require transferring technology or import of technology from outside. The process of transferring technology either in or out is subject to both managerial and other resource limitations. Technology search strategy has to be undertaken by the unit to identify suitable technology within the enterprise or import of technology from outside to maintain growth and profitability of the company. The market conditions in any country are dynamic and can operate in a very ad hoc manner. It should be a major concern for companies to undertake search strategy to identify suitable projects or components for sustained growth. An effort to find a suitable new product and knowledge of the potential licensor of that product may lead to an early decision and successful implementation of the project. It is useful to define why new products are required, the type of product that is required, its stage of development, and whether this product will fit the existing skills and resources within the firm. The success of seeking a new product will also depend on, among other factors, their technology, search strategy, and whether the relevant factors are defined and employed at the outset. Technology audit caters to three broad areas. Firstly, the risk related to use and acceptance of technology and the duration of relevance of a particular technology. Secondly, it is the firm's competence to develop or acquire the relevant technology and the ability to commercialize the technology. Thirdly, every technology requires research and development. The challenge with technology audit is to identify the amount of investment that will be needed in the development of technology. Competitive strategy and competitiveness. The conventional approach to strategy has emphasized setting goals and developing the means to achieve them by matching the resources of the firm, strengths and weaknesses, with opportunities and threats in the external environment, which includes especially customers and competitors, and deciding which industries, businesses, or product market segments to compete in. At the highest corporate level, there is the multi-industry business firm conglomerate or the diversified firms such as Reliance Group, Tata Group, etc. At this level, corporate strategy addresses issues like as choosing a balance among the industries or businesses chosen, and in the case of a firm achieving synergy among the industries or businesses chosen. Moving down a notch, there is the single industry business firm such as Cement or the division of the multi-industry business firm such as Aditya Birla Group. At this level, the issue of which business or industry to be in is important, and the only issue is how to enter or exit from a business or industry. This is the level at which competitive strategy operates. Developing a competitive strategy essentially involves building a broad framework for a firm on how it is going to compete, what its goals should be, and what policies will be needed to carry out those goals. Moving down to the next level, there are the functions of the firm: the engineering, manufacturing and production, marketing, sales, service, personnel, human resources, purchasing, accounting, finance, planning, etc. The term functional strategy is widely used at this level. The important point to note is that functional strategies must all support reinforce and contribute to the competitive strategy of the firm in order for the firm to effectively compete. In a free market economy, the generic goal of any firm is to enhance its competitiveness, which can be defined as the ability of a firm to get customers to choose its product or service over competing alternatives on a sustainable basis. Competitiveness is measured by market share trends over time and can be described in terms such as increasing, decreasing, or stable. There means an important stipulation contained in the definition described above, however, which is that competitiveness must be built on a sustainable basis. It is possible in the short run for a firm to get customers to buy its products or services over competing alternatives on an unsustainable basis by, for example, mortgaging its assets and using the proceeds to subsidize and lower prices, thus attracting customers until the earnings run out and the firm collapses. Competitive advantage and R&D. A firm can enjoy competitive advantage in several ways. For instance, a firm may gain competitive advantage because the price of its product is lower, the quality of its product is higher, availability of its product is sooner or more dependably just in time. Customer service is better, attractiveness of its product is greater, awareness of its product is greater, other special psychological and ideological factors. In practice, customers shop around amongst competitive alternatives by setting parameters for some of these advantages and then making the final choice on the basis of the key or critical advantage. Customers today expect high reliability and low prices, and these are mutually reinforcing attributes that a supplier is expected to achieve just to be in the competition. But these are not often enough. The winning competitor must have both the lowest price and highest reliability or achieve one of the other competitive advantages that customers value. A firm which has a strong R&D program can influence all these factors positively and contribute to the competitive advantage of a firm. Competitive advantage views R&D activities as a way of improving a process, thus reducing costs or providing customers with the best of class benefits. Porter defined and discussed three types of generic strategies: cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Low-cost leadership means essentially what it says: achieving the lowest cost position possible in each operation of the firm, not just manufacturing, through such means as vigorous cost reduction programs, strict cost and overhead controls, economies of scale, and learning curve efficiencies. Differentiation refers to a unique feature of a product or service as perceived by a customer, which directs the customer to prefer it over competing alternatives. A differentiating uniqueness is typically achieved through such means as design features, establishing a brand name identity, or offering superior customer service. The linkage between the earlier list of competitive advantages and Porter's strategies should be obvious. Low-cost leadership corresponds to a potential competitive advantage. Differentiation corresponds to uniqueness in terms of quality, sooner availability, better customer service, etc. Value chain and value chain analysis. Till now, the unit has dealt with competitive strategy by emphasizing customers and their ultimate role in determining competitiveness by collectively choosing to buy the products or services of one firm over competing alternatives. In this section, the focus shifts to firms and what firms do to achieve competitive advantage in implementing their competitive strategies. To address this set of issues, the value chain analysis, a tool developed by Michael E. Porter, is utilized. According to Porter, the value chain is a systematic way of examining all the activities a firm performs and how they interact for analyzing the sources of competitive advantage. The value chain can be used to organize all the activities of a firm into categories of primary and support activities. Value chain activities are processes or things that are done in a firm. In order to be identified and categorized, they must be distinct. They must have a beginning and an end, which distinguishes them from other activities or operations. Primary activities constitute the processes by which firms receive inputs, inbound logistics, convert those inputs into outputs, operations, get those outputs to customers, outbound logistics, persuade customers to buy the outputs, marketing and sales, and support customers in using the outputs, service. Support activities are processes which provide support to the primary activities and to each other in terms of purchasing inputs, procurement, improving existing products or developing new products, research and development, dealing with personal, human resource management, and general management, accounting, finance, and other activities which support the entire organization rather than individual activities, which is firm's infrastructure. Using the value chain and focusing on categories of activities enables one to see the firm as a collection of activities rather than as an organization chart and administrative units such as the purchasing department, the R&D, the manufacturing division, and the personnel department. This is important because the value chain activities be analyzed much more effectively. By using the value chain analysis, firms can then create competitive advantage in the following 3 ways. First, by placing greater or lesser emphasis, which is allocation of resources, management, time, and attention, on specific activities than competitors do. Second, by performing specific activities better management, more highly trained people, better maintained equipment, or differently using an alternative, presumably new or improved technology than competitors do. Third, by managing linkages among activities better than competitors do. R&D and competitive advantage. On the basis of the previous discussion, the choice of which value chain activity should a firm focus on should be governed by the competitive advantages that the firm is pursuing in implementing its competitive strategy. In other words, if low cost, low price is the strategy, then low cost technologies should be used, consistent with maintaining acceptable levels of quality, availability, attractiveness, and so forth. Obviously, technology choice interacts with other strategic variables. For example, low unit costs are often achieved through economies of scale, which in the past have depended on mass production technologies and large customer markets demanding standardized products and services. Similarly, if differentiation is the strategy, then activities such as R&D, which maximize the specific competitive advantage in terms of providing products capable of higher performance, innovative products, etc., should be used consistent with the price premium customers are willing to pay for the uniqueness.
You were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code Mmpc 016 International Business Management. Course Coordinator Professor G. Subayama. Voiceover by Chitra. Edited by Savita. Program assisted by Tarannum Jahan and Jagbandhu Jana. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.